Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave. My friends call me the Tree Change Farmer, and today we're going to be doing some work on this area here. And this is the end of a water channel that runs down through the paddock here, and this gets quite cut up. This is the only access area that runs across to my lavender rows that are over in the distance there. So I'm going through here quite often on the tractor and with the mini truck, and it's starting to get cut up quite a bit, and it stays permanently wet. It runs down there into the dam. So what I want to do today is actually get the digger out and then cut through here and dig a trench and put in some ag pipe, some culvert pipe that I've got left over from another job, just so I can then build this up with some extra material, some gravel and some road base, and sort of mount it over the pipe, and then that'll give me a dry access to come across here, and I won't have the problem with all the mud and the water. So that's today's exercise. The other point I'm just looking at here is at some stage down here there's a whole heap of concrete in here. I think at one point there was a pumping station or something on concrete, so they could pump out of the dam here. So I'm just going to have a look at that. It may have to come out to a degree. But anyway, let's get on the digger and we'll bring that across and start digging this area out, preparing to put the pipe in. So I've been digging away for about half an hour or so. I had to take a lot of old brickwork and concrete blocks out of this bit here. So this is actually a bit low now, but there's still lots of brickwork there. That's some of the concrete that I pulled out. So there must have been some old foundation for a water pump or something in here at some stage. So that's got to come up a little bit there. I've got a level set up the top end here, which I think is my starting point. If I start the pipe about here somewhere, which will be all right. Currently down this end, it's probably the fall is a bit too much. It's something like about 6 inches or something over 3 meters, which is maybe a little excessive. Probably 60 mil would be okay. So I'm just going to build that up with a little bit of crusher dust on this bottom end, and also I want to make sure that the outlet to the pipe is about the same as this waterway that's currently down here. So the water is going to keep running out towards the dam, obviously. The edge of the dam down there is about 300 millimeters, 12 inches from this point, so there isn't any chance of water coming back up my culvert pipe. The dam's currently full. It's completely full. It's actually going down the overflow now, so it's not going to rise any more than what it is now. So I think all those levels will work. Just got to go and get some crusher dust, blue metal dust, to fill up this hole here a little bit to lift that up, and I think we're okay. I did manage to get the digger bogged in this when I was working down in there. I had one track actually in the waterway, which was quite soft, and it sort of got bogged. But you know, you can push them out with the arm. You can put the arm somewhere solid and then sort of extend the arm out, and that helps you to push out. But the other problem with these mini diggers is with the drive motors on the back, which are under there, they're really close to the ground, so you really don't have to sink much into the ground until those drive motors actually get stuck. So yeah, it's just what the animal is, I suppose. But all in all, we got it done. The tree roots were quite bad. I pulled some out here, and there's a couple of bigger ones just under where I am currently, so I don't really want to go any deeper than where I am now. But I think that's all good. Okay, this is the leftover pipe that I had. We actually put the last part of this as a culvert or a drain under our gravel road there that runs at the back of that dam over there. So that's where the other half, it's probably not actually a half, it's probably a little bit less than a half. Yeah, so this stuff normally comes in 6 metre lengths. I didn't actually measure it. I think it's 300mm pipe. Normally, yeah, you get this in 6 metre lengths, and it's about $500 to purchase it. It's nice and strong on the walls, so you can actually drive over the top of this one. It won't collapse. It hasn't got slots or anything in it. It's completely sealed with a PVC liner on the inside, so it'll just be the right size to put in our hole here. Well, I've dropped the pipe in, and it's a lot smaller than I remember that it was, because I really wanted the pipe to start about there and then finish about another couple of feet longer at that side. But really, it only needs to be wide enough to fit a single vehicle over the top of it. So I've just pulled it back from the tree roots up that end a little bit. I've got sitting on some crusher dust at the minute, and I've just got the level now, just making sure that the fall is okay. I've got about 50 or 60 mil, 60 mil probably, over that distance, so that'll be heaps to keep that water running down there. So the next step is I've got a little bit of 12 mil blue metal gravel. I'm just going to put that down the sides of it, and then I'll start pulling this dirt that I've pulled out here earlier, and just start pulling it back over the top of it, and then that should be pretty well be done. I might have to go and get some road base. I'm not too sure. Let's see how I go once I move this soil in. Just put a little bricks around the end of that pipe there, and a bit of concrete on the top, very much like Mike, Captain Kleeman, does in his culvert pipes. Not that he watches my channel, but anyway, that just gives it a bit more support on the end. Okay, so I finished up late yesterday afternoon, and I managed to scrape all the dirt that was mounted up here back, and then started to work it over my pipe. And it's all really soft material. It's actually dried out a little bit more today, and I tried to track it in a bit, but it was pretty soft, especially on the other side up there. I actually got the tractor almost bogged again. So what I'm going to do is go down and get some road base gravel mix, and that will put on the top of this, and it should make it a little bit more robust, and I can track it over a couple of times to try and work it in, because I really need to get over that side. I've got some work to do on the lavender, get that ready for planting and so forth, so I really need to get this finished today if I can. So I'll get in the mini truck and we'll get some gravel. Right, I've just got back from the landscape supply place, and I've got 2 scoops of road base in the back of this, and I had 2 scoops the other day of garden soil in there, and certainly I think this weighs a bit more than the garden soil does. So that's 2 scoops. I think probably this is a bit over 400 kilos, maybe 450, something like that. The truck's actually certainly down on its bump stops on the back, and you can see if you look at its side on that it's actually tilted down in the back quite a lot. I've actually been talking with a manufacturer up in Brisbane in Queensland on making me a set of mini airbags to go in the back, which will go on top of the leaf springs, so when I'm carrying heavy loads like this I can actually just pump the rear springs up and bring it back up to height. So, but anyway, it goes okay. I wouldn't drive a long distance with this sort of load in the back. It's not that confident in the steering when you're going along too fast, but the landscaping place is just down the road. It's about 2 minutes down the road, so it's not very far away. So right, the next thing is to back it up, and we'll tip, I think probably initially just half of this load on this side of the culvert pipe, and then I'll sort of work that in a little bit, and then I'll try and back the truck over and dump the other half on the other side. So that's the plan. Let's see how we go. Well, there we are. I think that's just about job done. So I put the road base down, and then I flattened it out with the John Deere tractor a little bit, and then I brought the Mini Excavator over and just tracked it in to mix it in a bit. There's a couple of soft patches still in here a little bit, and hopefully they'll dry out as the weather keeps warm. Hopefully it's going to stay sunny for a little while, and if it does, that'll dry it quite nicely. What I might do actually in summertime is, when this dries out a bit, is get another load of gravel mix and come along with the mini dump and put that over the top. But it's looking all right. It'll do the job. It'll certainly make it a lot easier with this water now going under that culvert than going over the top and making it all boggy as it was before. So pretty happy with that. Just wish that the pipe was a little bit wider, but I think it's enough. What do you think? I think it's enough to get a vehicle across, get a tractor across, the golf buggy. Probably just have to put some markers or something on the sides here where the culvert is, something in white, a post or something, so the grandkids don't career off there in the golf cart. But anyway, I'd call that job done and moving on to the next project. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.